Hi, hello. So we are moving to our next algae genus, that is Chara. You can see that though it is an algae, it is like hi, hello. We continue our survey of algal genus. Today we will see Chara. You can see that its thallus is just like green plants, normal land plants. So there can be question about Chara as the ancestor of green plants because of its wide variety of similarity towards the land plants, it is considered to be the ancestors of land plants. For example, bryophytes are considered to be originated from Charophyceae. So while we see bryophytes, we'll see a question on the similarities between bryophytes and Chara, which makes them considered as the ancestor of bryophytes. So that is the thing that we will be seeing in future. But for now, just see the morphological features of the Chara thallus. It is having numerous nodes and internodes. These junctions, first junction, second junction, third junction, fourth junction, these junctions are called nodes. Okay. The region between two junctions is known as internodes. Okay. From these nodes, you can see that many short branches arise, and here we can see that there is one long branch which is arising from this particular node, and this particular long branch is having other lateral branches. So there are two category of branches, or we can say that Chara thallus is dimorphic. So you can see this is the Chara. See, there are short branches and long branches. If you see this figure, it is more clear. Okay, from this node there are short branches and one long branch. You can see this long branch is known as branch of unlimited growth. Okay, and the short branches are called branches of limited growth. So this is the main feature of Chara. We'll see what are the short branches and long branches, what are its features. We'll see that. Before that, just see two important features of Chara. Chara species are in a variety of around 188. Around 188 species of Chara is seen worldwide. Of that, approximately 30 are seen in India. Just like you can see that it is a multicellular green alga. It occurs in fresh water, submerged shallow water, etc. Even it can grow in hard water. Okay, during its growth in hard water, its surface will be, its thallus or surface will be encrusted with calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonate crystals. Because of that, its surface will be rough while we touch it. Its surface will be rough than normal algal thallus. So it is also called stone board because of that toughness due to the deposition of calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonate. Then the main plant body is divided into main axis, this axis, and rhizoids. Okay, these rhizoids are multicellular thread-like structures which is having an oblique septa in between. So that's also a characteristic feature of rhizoids. Now let's move on. We can see that this particular short branches and long branches are arising from the same node. It can be said that from the axil of the branch of limited growth, that means from the axil of the short branches, the branches of unlimited growth is arising. This is one feature. And the second thing you have to understand is that there are nodes and internodes even in the branches of limited growth as well. Okay, this is one node, this is internode, this is another node, like that. Now what we have to observe is that in the branches of limited growth, in the shoot of limited growth, there is the presence of reproductive bodies called the spherical globule, which is the male reproductive body, and the elongated or oval shaped nucleus, which is the female reproductive body. These are present in the nodes of, to be more precise, at the lower nodes of these branches of limited growth. See, if you zoom into the branch of limited growth, you can see that the presence of female reproductive structure called the nucleus and male reproductive structure called the globule, and this female reproductive structure or nucleus will be always above the male reproductive structure. This is one feature. Then you see the top area, the nodes at the topmost area are not having the presence of globule and nucleus, but at the basal area you can see large number of globules and nucleus present. That is male and female reproductive structures present at the basal nodes of the branches of limited growth or shoot of limited growth. Why it is called shoot of limited growth? Because the growth of this particular shoot is limited. Only you can see up to 5 to maximum up to 15 nodes or internodes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, up like if you count like that, maximum 5 to 15 nodes or internodes will be observed in this. But in the case of shoot of unlimited growth, there will be n number of nodes and internodes. So that is there, and at each nodes from which this shoot of limited growth arises, you can see around 6 to 16 such branches of limited growth from one particular node. Okay, so this is one world of shoot of limited growth. In that you can see 6 to 16 number of such branches. So that is one thing you have to understand. Then you can see some hair-like structure, some projections. See, this is one projection, this is one projection, this is one projection, this is one projection. These kind of projections which are occurring as a part of the branch of limited growth, at the nodes of the branch of limited growth, covering these reproductive structures. These are called stipulodes. These are called stipulodes. You can see this is a stipulode. This is the female reproductive structure or oogonium or nucleus. This is the male reproductive structure, also called globule, because it is globe shaped. Now, when we are asked a question about Chara, as I always say, you have to first write the systematic position. It is belonging to the kingdom Plantae, division Charophyta, class Charophyceae, order Charalis, family Characeae, genus Chara. So under this genus there will be around 400 species, out of which 30 are found in India. So these kind of explanation we have already made. It is having proper node and internode, and at nodes we can see three kind of appendages. One is axillary branches. These axillary branches are the branches of unlimited growth. What is the axillary branch? Yes, this is the this is the axil. Okay, this particular area is the axil, or the area from which the branch of limited growth arises. From the axil of branch of limited growth, one long unlimited shoot is arising. This is called branch of unlimited growth. So because it is arising from the axil, or the area which connects the short appendages with the stem, from the axil the branch of unlimited growth is, or shoot of unlimited growth is originating. Because of that it is called axillary appendages or axillary branches, or sorry, axillary branches. Then what is primary laterals? Primary laterals are simple, but the branch of limited growth, that small branches which is having a maximum to 5 to 15 nodes and internodes, they are called primary laterals. Okay, from these primary laterals covering, at the same area from which these primary laterals arise, you can see the third appendage called stipulodes, which are unicellular projections that arise from the lower nodes of the branches of limited growth. Why lower nodes? Because at the lower nodes only we are seeing the reproductive structures called globule and nucleus. So I am zooming into, see, this is one branch of limited growth. From this I am zooming in. If I am zooming in, you can see that this is one node, this is another node, this is another node. At the lower nodes you can see the nucleus and globule, and covering that there will be presence of stipulodes. Okay. So yeah, this is a more clear picture. Okay, this is the branch of limited growth. This is the node, stipulode, nucleus, globule. Okay. Now about the life cycle of Chara. When we are asked a question about life cycle of Chara, if it is for 20 marks, you have to mention about the reproduction. What all modes of reproduction are there? You have to explain everything. And Chara have only two modes of reproduction, that is vegetative reproduction and sexual reproduction. It is not displaying asexual reproduction. You know that asexual reproduction, you can see the formation of spores in normal algal species, but Chara is an advanced algae which is having close resemblance to the land plants. We know that land plants reproduce through like the formation of seeds. The next kind of uh, uh, generation will be formed from an embryo. If not proper seed, we can see that embryo formation. So such embryo formation is a characteristic feature of land plants, and in Chara you can see a small ancestor to such a proper embryo. It is not a proper embryo which is originating in Chara, but an embryo-like structure. We'll see that, and that will be discussed as a part of the sexual reproduction. So there is no spore producing a sexual reproduction as a part of Chara life cycle. And in this lecture, we will be seeing only vegetative reproduction. Sexual reproduction we will see in the upcoming session. So about vegetative reproduction, Chara reproduces in 4 methods. Actually, one is through bulbils. There are 2 categories of bulbils. That's why it is called 4 in number. Otherwise, only 3 numbers: bulbil, amylum star, and secondary protonema. We'll go to the next slide first, then we'll come to this. Okay, this is the formation of amylum stars. Okay, these amylum stars are found at, where is it found? Amylum stars are found at the basal region of the nodes. Okay, we have discussed about nodes and internodes. At the lower nodes. Okay, let me take this thing. Okay, this is one particular like branch of limited growth. At the lower node, this is one lower node. Here you can see a star-like formation attached. This is the star-like formation. This particular star-like formation of cells. This is the multicellular body, which is a multicellular aggregation of bodies. I mean, aggregation of multiple cells. It is aggregated in a star shape, and its entire body will be filled with a starch. That's why it is called amylum stars. Okay, amylum star. Star because its shape is star. It's a reproductive structure. It's a vegetative reproductive structure. It will germinate into a new thallus of Chara. So that's why it is a star-shaped reproductive structure. So it is called a star. And since it is having deposition of amylum as the storage food reserve material, it is called amylum stars. So that is one thing. The next category is bulbils. You can see in the upcoming slide it is more evident. Yeah, from the root and from the shoot, if there are origin of spherical bodies, these are called bulbils. You know, this is a small bulbil. It's a well-developed bulbil. Spherical bodies attached to the rhizoids. Now this will detach and form a new thallus of Chara. And if it is from the shoot, from the nodes or something, if there are such spherical bodies originating, then it will be detaching and forming new thallus of Chara. Then it is called amorphous bulbil. So these are the 2 categories. Then the final category of vegetative reproduction displayed by Chara is secondary protonema. Okay, secondary protonemas are nothing but from the rhizoids end. Okay, I'll show you. From the end of the rhizoids, there will be some thread-like formation. Okay, rhizoid is also a multicellular thread-like filament, and from the lower filaments or from the lower area of the rhizoids, you can see some thread-like formations that are called secondary protonema. Okay, that are called secondary protonema. In the upcoming sexual reproduction phase, while the zygote is germinating, I will show you what is primary protonema, from which rhizoids and the erect stem arises, and from that secondary protonema we will see from that primary protonema we will see the formation of secondary protonema. That I will show you what is a secondary protonema during the sexual reproduction session. So for now, understand that secondary protonema are nothing but the thread-like filaments which will be attached to the rhizoids. Okay, these thread-like filaments which are attached to the rhizoids will be detaching and will be forming the new thallus of Chara. So that's about secondary protonema. So these are all the modes of vegetative reproduction in Chara. Chara is an advanced algae which is having close resemblance to the land plants. Okay, we'll see what are the close resemblance. One is the kind of thallus structure. You can see that it is having a proper plant-like structure. Okay, that is one feature. Then the second thing is that it is not having asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction will be producing spores, but normal land plants, the evolved angiosperms, etc., will not be producing spores, but it will be producing seeds. For that, it has to produce an embryo. So in the sexual reproduction, we will see that Chara is also having an embryo-like structure formed as a part of reproduction. So this is all about the Chara intro. Next we will see sexual reproduction in Chara. Thank you.